so today we're going to be going over crash cymbal types, and since we don't actually have a crash cymbal here, we're going to be using our hands as a substitute. So the first thing you want to keep in mind is when you have your hands up like here, you want to keep them flexible. So you don't want to like keep them stiff and just kind of like do this. Make sure that they're nice and loose, so it's kind of mimicking the kind of loose motion you need with the cymbals, like this. Okay, so when you take your hand and you line them up like this, they have to be at a 45-degree angle, like you'd be holding cymbals. And then they need to be offset to where this top hand is like just an inch, like a half an inch or so above, like past the bottom hand. So yeah. So then when you're hitting them, make sure that you're kind of doing more of a flam motion. So you're gonna wanna hit the bottom one and then hit the top one at the same, right after that. So you're gonna go, and then keep your hands nice and loose when you have that motion. So that's gonna transfer to the cymbals really well, because the looser you keep your hands, the easier it'll be to get that flam motion, okay? So just do like a couple more of those for me, just kind of keeping both the hands nice and loose. And make sure that bottom one's hitting just a little bit before the top part of your hand. Cool. Okay, so another thing you're gonna wanna keep in mind is when you actually have the cymbals, you're gonna have what's called a trap table. And this trap table here is gonna be for like students that, you know, when they need to put down the cymbal, it's really heavy. So the trap table is like essential for when you have cymbals. So when you're grabbing the sides of the cymbal, when you get it, like when you get an actual cymbal, you're gonna want to use like a grip, like the grip you would use on drumsticks, and you're gonna want to just take your fingers like this and hold the sides of it, and not put your hands into the straps. So just make sure that you keep that in mind when you're picking them up, and you keep them at that 45-degree angle we talked about. Okay, so when you want to play a muted note, so if you want to mute the cymbal sound, you're gonna take, after you do the initial like crash, and bring the cymbals directly into your lower part of your body to mute them, because that's where the bulk of the cymbals is going to be, right here in the bulk of your body. So try doing just like a quick little, and just make sure you go like right into it, so you mute it right away. So there you go. Yeah, so you're going to mute it right away. And if you want to just play like louder notes that you get more resonance, just extend your arms, the space between your arms a little bit if you want to play louder. So instead of being like this, you're going to want to like really go into it. So you'll get more, you're using gravity with this top cymbal, so to want to bring both hands together. Does that make sense? Okay. So then let's try like a big and then two little. So like a bigger dynamic and then two like smaller dynamic hits, and then mute right after the third one. So we're gonna do a big and two small. So like forte, mezzo piano, mute. Okay, ready? So we'll go 1, 2, ready, go. Forte, mute. Okay, same thing one more time, ready? And forte, then mute. Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna have you sight read a short little piece based on that, and just keeping in mind that the forte dynamics, when you play them, you're gonna use more of the gravity and be farther apart, and then when you get to the shorter notes, to mute in between the notes if you can, if there's a space in between, but if not, just try and make sure that you reset when you're playing in between the mutes. So you're gonna play, mute, prep, play, mute, prep. Does that make sense? Okay, so we'll just have you play this. And I'll count you off, and I'll just kind of snap and keep going. So we'll start right at A. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. 1. 1. 1. 2, 3, 1. 1, 2. Make sure you're paying attention to dynamics. 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay, awesome. That's great. Yeah, I think that's all we have for the crash cymbal demonstration. So thank you.